What is up, guys? How we doing? Can everybody hear me? Are we loud and clear? Oh my gosh. I don't even know what I just watched. That was insane. What is up? Mob members coming strong. 42 you guys already. Sexton just isn't the sharpest in the drawer. Drop bear, I got to tell you, that was how do you not feel bad for Chase Sexton? That was brutal. Can you guys hear me? Big Ass Grip, what up? How are you? What a night of racing. You just watched Chase do Chase shit. Yeah, that was pretty accurate. Holy moly. Cobalt, what's happening? The very first mob member, Cobalt. Thank you, brother. All right, loud and clear. Yeah, the real Diggs is back. If you guys saw on Instagram, I did call that. I said, you know what? He needed that week off. I don't think him working with Chase or with Christian Craig was the right idea. Sometimes you take these extremely talented riders like Christian Craig, they don't necessarily know quite how to teach because they're so good and they have these different weird skill sets. And if you look at the body type on Christian Craig and you look at the body type on Hayden Deegan, they don't match up. Zach Attack Maniac. I don't even want to make fun of Sexton after that one. I don't either. And I'll tell you what, I was a little late coming on here because I wanted to hear what he said on the podium. And he is a badass. Like, I can't help. Oh, getting run over. Oh, that was bad. That was just embarrassing. That was embarrassing. How? Oh, how? And you guys want to hear something funny? So I'm racking my brains. I'm like, when was the last time a guy had a race won and just completely handed it over on the last lap by doing something silly? And I had to go all the way back to my buddy, Grant Langston. Yeah, I can call my buddy now that we talk. So, yeah, Grant Langston, way back in the day, was winning his first Supercross, and he did a one-hander, landed, cased it, and wrecked. And if you'll remember right, Travis Preston won on a Husqvarna before KTM. Husqvarna had a 125 win before KTM. Drop bear. Anderson is such a punk, never going to change. I don't know. Anderson's fine. I didn't see anything. I don't know, man. A written warning. Really? You're going to give the guy a written warning? Why don't you put his name on the board while you're at it? Why don't you put a name on the board with a check mark? Come on. I didn't see Anderson do anything out of line. The track set up for, block passes, and, if Barsha gave it to him pretty hard. Barsha gave it to him pretty good in the turn before. So, yeah, it was a tough move. It wouldn't have been that bad, except for it looked like Barsha's foot got caught in his tire. I think that's hard racing, and I don't think they need to go to the principal's office. Don't put anyone's name on the board. No check marks. Just let them go, man. Just let them race. Boring season of the dad bod. It is. Remember when over 30 used to be a class that you went to when you're over the hill? This is the highest level, but it's stupid to have an over 30 class because over 30 is just, that's your athletic prime. You shouldn't be over and get an age group class until you hit your 40s. But all right, let's see here. Barsha threw salt at Chase's face. Oh, he did. That was just mean. That was straight up mean when he went past him. Honestly, the poor guy just gave away the overall. Yeah, it is what it is. So, yeah. Cole Davies is going to be the real deal. Oh, yep. This kid's good, man. And I saw him on press day. He was the first guy on a 250 to hit that 3.31. And when he hit it, I went, oh, somebody's going to go 4. But, of course, Sexton did. And then they changed it because you can't have those giant jumps, especially when the landing leads into what could go into a head-on collision on the other side. I'm fine with that. But, man, you got to commend Cooper Webb. You can say Sexton gave it away, but Cooper Webb forced that. Cooper Webb went out there, raced his way into the lead, and just rode good, man. Webb is a tool, Dino Lupi. He is a tool. He's a freaking baddest tool out there. He keeps winning. What are you supposed to say? The dude's awesome. I figured Juju would have some troubles. He's much better at hard pack and the way that the East Coast dirt breaks down, and that was definitely East Coast style of dirt. So yeah, I was disappointed in Juju. He'll come back, but this is Webb's championship. This is or I'm sorry, this is Deegan's championship. This is the Hayden Deegan that I thought we were going to see all year. I'm glad he did the West Coast. Now he has an idea what to expect when he does the 450. If he'd never done the West Coast, it would have been tough. Joe looked good for having 2 broken fingers. Maverick, yeah, you know what? He said the fingers are healing pretty good, but this is that thing where they talked about it on the broadcast, as Ricky would say. Remember when we talked about God? I feel like, is it me? I don't want to go off on a Ricky tangent because I could go all night long, but I just feel like when your teacher says, "Remember what we talked about," and they're trying to get you to pass off on like a quiz or something. God, it's so stupid. Um, Great night victory. Johnny said he wants to make up. Well, I've reached out to Johnny a lot, so he has my number. Let him call. Listen, I think Johnny's a decent guy, so yeah, I'm good. Cody Shock riding really good. He got a podium for Club MX. I couldn't be happier for those guys. They've been working their butts off, and for him to just ride consistent all night and end up, I believe he was second overall, just awesome. And yes, Kenneth Dawkinson, Justin Hill is on fire with a privateer bike. Little bit of insight on that. Yes, it's a privateer team, but they are renting factory equipment from KTM. He has access to almost everything that Chase Sexton has access to. It's very similar to when like Blake Baggett was on the Butler Brothers, the Rocky Mountain team, when they had factory equipment, but they weren't factory. He's getting good stuff. He has everything that you need to go win and do those types of things. And Justin Hill is making it happen. Fastest qualifier, battling up front. Man, he's awesome. He's awesome. Yeah, DS111, catbird seat, playing cat and mouse. I can't take it anymore. I can't either. It's bad. And I was texting with some guys I interviewed with recently, who will remain nameless, but they feel the same way. It's like he just yells out random stuff that doesn't make sense. And then only time he says, and I crack up when he gets stuck on a word. They're going into the laps, 3 laps, 2 laps, and he can't stop saying. It's like he can't stop saying one word. It's crazy. Let's see, what else did I have here? Yeah, so Anderson, he was feeling feisty all day. He had that little incident. Weege saves his ass the entire time. Weege is literally doing a one-man booth with this guy acting like he knows stuff, but he's only yelling adjectives. Weege does an amazing job considering what he's working with there. It's crazy. Kenneth Dawkinson, I'm still waiting for Prado Outdoors. Well, you're not going to be super excited because I'm telling you, these GP guys, when they come over here and they race the outdoor nationals, it's different. They don't get an entire day like they do over there to learn the tracks. And I know they've shortened up that program, but still they get more time to learn those tracks. He knows those tracks. He's got to learn all the tracks this year in one shot. That's going to be hard. So I don't expect Prado. And plus the heat really, really hurts the European guys. He's going to be feeling that back east heat in the summer. Grumpy Stiltskin, you called it on Smith. I was so sad to see him go off hurt. It's just rough. I feel horrible. I wish I was wrong. I would never, ever, ever like to see a guy go off on a stretcher, in particular in that way. I just don't. It's hard to see. I love watching him. I just wish he didn't get hurt. But I mean, you can't have that many crazy incidents and not have something really bad happen eventually. It's just, I mean, it's a game in numbers. You can only fly off the bike at high speeds so many times and just, whew. Let's see. Dago Diesel Digging. You trying to get me to say stuff like Ricky on there? Who won 250? Seriously? Deegan won. Deegan looked like the champion that he's probably going to be, the champion that he's been in SMX and outdoors. Glenn Myers, great show with RJ, by the way. Dude, that was so fun for me. As a kid, I had my parents, I made them get me the RJ helmet. I had the replica with the bulldog on it. I had punctured lung and broken ribs. Dang it. Oh, that's nasty. and they got to watch him real close. You hit that hard that you puncture a lung and break ribs. You got to watch that spleen. You got to watch for lacerations. Oh, the poor guy, man. I feel really bad. I really do. Brian Merrill, DeWolf wants Deegs. No, he doesn't. DeWolf has done nothing for Deegs. DeWolf is way too big for a 250 outdoors. DeWolf is not the guy. Sorry, just not going to happen. I like DeWolf. I think he's awesome. I think he'll be really good on a 450, but I don't see DeWolf having anything for Deegan on a 250. Zach Attack, the puppy. Yeah, probably. That's more like it. Yeah. The lap dog. Let's see. What else? Oh, how about Jay Coop, man? I'll tell you what. If Justin Cooper could figure out the whoops, he might win and be a championship contender. He is so good everywhere on the track except the whoops. I'm going to have to look at the splits, but even last week, he was fast everywhere except for the whoops. And he's still getting really good finishes because he's such a good starter and he figures out a way to get through it. But damn, Justin Cooper, it's like if he could just, he's got one piece, and then he's there. He said it's a mental thing. I assume you're talking about Justin Cooper. Yes, it is a mental thing. And if he could get over that, damn. Let's see. Jay Coop, not a fan. No fight in that kid. Oh, I disagree. I think that kid's got a lot of fight. I think he's got a really flat personality when you see him on the podium and stuff. And I don't think he knows how to get through the whoops. He just cannot do it. If he didn't have fight, he wouldn't jump out in the lead every time. I think it takes a certain amount of confidence and fight to be willing to get up front over and over and over. Adam AI. Oh my F, the lappers, bro. There has to be a rule. Once you get lapped, you get off. No, I don't blame the lappers. That had nothing to do with Mitchell Harrison. I mean, yes, he's taking up track because he's getting lapped, but he did everything in his way, everything he could possibly do to get out of the way. That was 100% on Chase Sexton. And I think if you ask Chase Sexton, he'll say that. I really think I think lappers are part of the sport. And I know when I had RJ, if you guys watch the RJ interview, he is all in. Like he even texted me before the race. He's like, everybody's so excited about a Triple Crown, but they shit on my idea about like yellow flags. The mandatory caution. What that mandatory caution would do also is it would pull those lappers back up. So there's less lappers towards the end of the race. So it would serve two purposes. It's not a bad idea if you knew at the halfway point they were just going to throw it and then do a single file start. And if, unlike the Triple Crown where you do 3 starts where they all bomb in that first turn, one of the most dangerous spots, I'm starting to warm up to RJ's, idea. I really am. So we'll see. I doubt they'll ever do it. And Glenn Myers, I know we're not NASCAR, but if they're going to do silly stuff and they're going to try, why not give it a try, right? Let's give it a try. If someone like RJ suggests it, I got to listen. Like the guy knows racing. Let's see. Deegan understands how to put a season together point wise. Can't believe Chase is still learning this important point. Yeah. Thing is, Sexton doesn't ride like Deegan. Sexton goes balls to the walls. He really does. And that's the only way he knows. He did this on the Honda. Everyone blamed the Honda. It wasn't the Honda. Clearly, it was Chase Sexton. This one's rough. And I'll tell you what Sexton's really going to be mad about. Ricky said making lemons out of, and then probably didn't say anything else. That's just what Ricky does. Oh, he said something really funny I wrote down. At the front, when he said Cody Schott got the whole shot. He's leading the race, and he goes, oh, I love his start. Well, yeah, he's got the whole shot, and he's got a good shot at the podium. Well, duh, he's been on the podium all night. Jesus, Captain Obvious. I was like, are you serious? Yeah, he's bad. And everybody knows he's bad, Dino. It's crazy how they keep trotting him out there. It's almost like a bad joke. Yeah. Tonight was this is one of Ricky's, like last week he did pretty good after Grant kind of slammed him. And then this week, I don't know what happened. He just fell apart. I mean, he had nothing to offer and he couldn't get anything right. Yeah, it's rough. It's really rough. I would rather he keep zoning out and just zone out. Just stop talking. Yeah. Ricky isn't the go to finishing a sentence. That's for sure. Listen, and I'm not a wordsmith myself, and I'm not. But here's the thing. It's just it's tough, man. Like I don't understand why they keep Cincerillo is so good. All I want from my announcer, and like I said, I don't think I could do the job because it's very difficult. You need someone who can really put a thought together while someone's talking in your ear. It's not easy. And when I make fun of Ricky, I'm not saying because I could do it. I'm saying because there's guys who could. Grant Langston. There's so many better options. It's crazy that they're, 8 years in with Ricky and he's still just sucking. And I love how he calls on Will like he's, he's trying to do Weege's job, but he can't even do his own job. Okay, I got to stop with the Ricky stuff, guys. Hey, Michael Mosman, we had a sighting, and he was not pleased with Hayden Deegan after that first one. Woo! Yeah, poor Michael Mosman, but I'm glad to see him back. Haters always live on. You just got to believe. Too fast, TJM. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah. Let's see. What was the other thing I was going to talk about? I went a little Ricky on you guys and got sidetracked here. Let's see. Let's check Mosman looking good. Who would have predicted Deegs, Shock, and Mishma podium? Are you talking about Shimoda? Hey, Shimoda's awesome, man. I love that kid. And the things that I've learned about Shimoda behind the scenes the last few weeks, knowing what the Lawrences did to Lucas Myrtle and seeing almost all of his clients, except for the Lawrence brothers, go with Lucas Myrtle it's really given me a new belief in, character. There's a lot of people with a lot of good character. And, just because there's some bad people in the sport, 95% of us are good. 95% of us want the right things. It's just there's these dirt bags that just try and shove everybody down and do these horrible things. Joe is one tough SOB for a quiet, respectful, just polite young man. He is tough as nails. I was disappointed in Malcolm, but the thing is, Triple Crowns, you got to be good at a start. And Malcolm, even the race he won, he was I think he was 10th on the first lap. So yeah. Nothing to do with what you were saying. All good, man. Hey, I love it when you guys criticize me because believe me, I know I'm long ways from perfect. So I appreciate it. Brian Merrill, triples suck. Yeah, we almost don't need him anymore. I mean, it was this thing in the day where they're going to go over 3 hills and all the guys couldn't get over it. So some guys would double. When everybody just triples, it's kind of a waste of dirt. Maybe we could just stop putting that dirt in the middle and just have a double because they're going to double it anyway. Double, triple, doesn't matter. Kenny named his boy Teddy Roxon. Teddy Ruxpin. Yeah, that's wow. Interesting. Yeah, I never even thought of that. Teddy Ruxpin, Teddy Roxon, pretty close. I wonder if they did that on purpose. That sounds really. Ricky is woke like his bosses. Yeah, I didn't know this. This was brought to my attention earlier tonight. I forgot who it was on Messenger. Hit me up and let me know. I didn't know the song that they intro Supercross with is some feminist group, some feminist band. I'm like, come on, I didn't know that. They just slide in this crap everywhere and just shove these things on you. I don't understand why they do it. It's tough. It just makes me want to vomit. Look up the band, Dino. Look up the band that leads in. It's some weird feminist band. I couldn't get. I was watching the race, so I didn't look up more information to find out if they're like LGBTQ. I don't know what they're fighting for, but it's like, come on, really? It is nuts, Dino. It's like really, it just. If you told me these things about the sport that I've learned, I would be like, nah, that's ridiculous. Nobody would do that. It's just stupid, right? And Glenn Myers, I got pissed when they cut to commercial during the national anthem. That's disgusting. That pisses me off very, very much. That very much pisses me off. Don't do that, especially right now. We need to save this country, guys. I love what Doge is doing. But here's the thing. I'm happy that it's all coming out. Now I want to see action. I want to see fools go to jail. I want to see us take our country back. We came here and left the old country for like a 3% tax. And, now we're putting up with this crap. No. Deegs' Trump helmet was badass. And I love how he shoved it in the camera at the end. Yes, Deegs. Unblock me from Instagram, Deegs. I know you watch the stuff, so just unblock me. I know you blocked me back when it was like I called you out on the bike claim. You cheated or you bullied the kid, whatever. Let bygones be bygones. I'm tired of switching accounts to see your cool stuff. I'm a fan. Let it go. KW45. I did talk about Deegs and Craig earlier, but I'll rehash it. I just don't think that – I don't think Craig – he's a brilliant rider, smart guy, but – I don't know that like a lot of times when you have guys like him with this crazy natural talent, they don't know how to teach it very well. And I just think that might be the situation. And then you also look at Craig's body type. I don't know that his riding and the things that he thinks are good will work for Deegan. Deegan needs to do whatever he was doing before he worked with Craig worked just fine. There's no reason to fix something that's not broken. It's like RC can't announce and some can't coach. It's true. I'll be honest with you. Some of the best announcers weren't great racers. Some great racers, Rick Johnson, Grant Langston, were good announcers. Some great racers are good coaches. But a lot of times, the best coaches in the world were average or below average because they have to study it so much harder. JT is so much better than anyone on that broadcast with his education because I know Jason Thomas works hard in learning different stuff. He learns about these riders. He studies it. He practices. And he knows what he's going to say, and he delivers it. He gets his own reps in. Jason Thomas is a guy who appreciates what he's doing, and I respect that. And if you saw him on Race Day Live, I cracked up. I saw him wearing the black gloves, and I texted him, "Oh, you look like you just got out of OJ's white Bronco with those black gloves." And he texted me back, "If they don't fit, you must have quit." It's pretty funny. It takes his shit very serious. He does, and that's what I want. This is the highest level of the sport, and all I want from my guys is to give it their best. Daniel Blair was great. Ricky pushed him out with his politics, and that dude at NBC that he was, I don't know, maybe he has pictures, maybe they were on the Epstein plane together. I don't know, but they pushed out Daniel because Ricky felt threatened. All right, guys. Man, I feel bad for Sexton because Daytona's next week. By the way, any of you guys come into the Cooksey Cookout, go to cooksymob.com and register. We're going to have about 20 spots. And I'll be at Arena Cross on Friday night. I want to go to the Supercross, but I doubt it because I'm pretty sure they'll just kick me out. So I'll probably pass on that and then do the barbecue on Sunday. But I might have a surprise for that Saturday. It'll be pretty funny. How does Johnny Hopper have a press pass? Did he burn you to be the outsider guy? Yeah, Johnny Hopper totally burned me. He threw me under the bus big time. Long story. I did a couple shows on it. I didn't want to. I was trying to part from him publicly. He kept taking shots at me, so I roasted him and called him what he was, kind of a traitor. But I wanted to stay friends behind the scenes and just professionally part, but he just couldn't deal with it. And I've still tried to reach out to Johnny because I do think he's not like a lot of these dirt bags. I think he's just very gullible and he falls for the little things and he just wanted to be a part of the crew. If he ever reached out again, yes, I would be okay with Hopper. I don't have any ill will, but if you talk shit about me, I will destroy him again, but I don't want to. So it's not fun. I don't like destroying my friend or someone I think is a decent person. Now, P. Davey, no problem. Got it. I'll trash that fool all day long. And these fools at Feld that are doing some of the stuff they're doing, they're done. I have no problem trashing these guys. And I would say this to any of their faces. Yeah, Hopper wants to be one of the cool kids. That is literally what it comes down to. He definitely wanted to. He even said in one of the shows, "I've never really been a part of the." Okay, I gotta stop talking about Hopper. Anyway, man, I feel I am gutted for Chase Sexton, and you should mend your relationship with Hopper. Also, Ricky sucks at broadcasting. Hey, like I said, door's always open. If Hopper ever comes around, I will welcome him in. So it is what it is. I would absolutely take your advice, Brian. I'm not going to read it out loud, but I would agree with you 100%. Keep in mind, they had a registered sex offender renting golf carts at Loretta Lynn's. And when I called it out, P. Davey did not freak out about not checking backgrounds and having that. He freaked out that I called it out. That's alarming. That's very, very alarming. So make of that what you want. So, all right, James, night, y'all. Thank you guys. Take a couple more questions and then I am out of here, guys. Thank you so much. I'll come back tomorrow with a 450 video and then a 250 video and the regular stuff. And Colin Morrison is coming on. Original motor, imagine. There I go with Ricky stuff. It's too late. Metal Militia original member Colin Morrison will be on this week. We're going to talk about his program, how he tries to keep people sober, and just kind of, yeah, he's a good dude. He sent me some skivvy underwear this week, which I'm so stoked on. It's so cool when free stuff just shows up for no reason. So it's awesome. What a cool dude. But I'm going to have him on. I think that'll be a really good interview. So thank you guys. I really, really appreciate it. And don't forget, guys, use the nano. Email me, chriscooksymedia@gmail.com. And please do it with name, address, and email so I can cut and paste them. It gets tiresome. I've done thousands of these. And when I have to reorganize them, it's frustrating. If you just do it that way, I would really appreciate it. And then you guys know the sponsors, Strapped, Coach Rob, check out his podcast, Precision Transport, and Motobilia. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll catch you later.